What's more trash?
What?
Part 2, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, or Street Fighter the movie?
Part 2, Mortal Kombat
You
Annihilation.
think it's more? Yeah, I think it is more trash.
Because Street Fighter
Street
almost
Fighter
felt
has
like they
some-
weren't taking themselves serious.
Yeah,
Like, that shit has mad comedy, bro. Like,
It
that,
does.
from John Claude thinking that a whole team of people backed off because he has a little ass knife.
oh yeah,
Like, remember that scene?
yeah,
He had mad little quirky scenes and shit. The movie's terrible.
bro. The
But
fact
at least they had it was a comedy, bro. Raul Julia had an arcade of Street Fighter in his lair.
that Blanca was
And he
goofy
was actively
as fuck.
trying to squat. He was actively trying to smash Chung Li
Dude, when Vega whips out the claw in jail,
in prison.
yo, how did he boof that, bro?
Like-
Yo, bro, my man whips out the wooden claw,
He
bro.
made that shit behind bars.
That
kid.
shit is so funny to me.
Sagat reminded me of like that dude that you work with.
Yeah, that makes,
Like, Sagat's like the guy that
the older guy you
the
say
older
what up
guy
to.
that you
He's a
see,
little
and
quiet.
he knows everything. He knows like everything about sick like the
Sick
sick
time?
hours.
He knows all the HR's policies.
Sagat will tell you how to fix your fix your health insurance.
He knows the website to the hub.
Yeah, he
Change
knows.
your W2 form.
That's what Sagat reminds.
He
And
looks
Sagat should never remind me of these things.
Yo, you seen you? What do you think of like the fucking new Mortal Kombat 2 character like designs and shit they released?
I don't know, yo. Like honestly, it's sad. Like the shit is making me kind of depressed and shit. The reason is because I'm pretty sure like Shao Kahn. I'm not worried about the Shao Kahn mask or nothing like that.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna look fire. I think the design is gonna look good. The suits were probably one of the only things that were really cool in the first film that they just did
yeah.
like a few years ago. But I don't know. That movie's gonna suck, bro.
No matter what,
Like no matter what, you
I
can
think
make,
something's gonna happen.
that
Like,
movie's gonna suck. Like it's already looks like it's gonna suck.
bro, the first
you-
one,
yeah.
like 20 minutes in, I'm like, okay, okay, we got something.
All right,
All right, Sub-Zero.
It's a
All right,
movie.
and then that shit just tanks,
went
bro.
to fucking Gaga Town,
Bro, that shit tanks so bad, and it's not the guy, it's not the actor. You know what I mean?
I
That
mean,
guy-
fuck that guy. Let's be honest.
plays
The
Cole.
actor's dope. I fuck
Yeah.
Louis Tan is a dope actor.
Louis Tan is a great
mad
actor, and I
talented.
feel bad that he got given that fucking
Yeah,
role.
like why the fuck wouldn't you just make Johnny Cage Asian? That's what I wanted them to do. I wanted it to be that Cole was like, maybe you could have went that angle. Like instead of Johnny Cage just fucking disappearing and being a washed up actor, he's also a washed up actor who just decided to go into MMA because he wants to prove himself.
Yeah,
That's much closer to the story. Nobody would have given a fuck if he was Asian or not because that's what they did. Like, look at Bruce Lee. Like, you could have went the same angle. You know what I mean? Like, he changed his name. Like, his name is Cole, blah, blah, blah. He changed his name, though. His real name, you could
Yeah.
do a bunch of shit. I don't know. You could have played with it. You could have made him John. I would have made
but
him
Cole,
Johnny Cage.
and then the whole shit. Oh, I got my tattoo, like, and it gives me my powers. Like, get the fuck
Nah,
out
that's
of here,
corny, bro. And then
bro. That shit is like. That shit is that you see on channel like 5 programming about big bad Beetleborgs
Yo,
type shit. You know what I
straight
mean?
up,
Oh, the tattoo gave me all the powers. Like,
you have one too?
it's worse than that because at least those shows had dope shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is just
It was bad, bro. It was bad.
was
Like
bad.
you used too many characters. You Reptile was a real like dinosaur, which is not the rendition of him that people really fucking love.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. Like you could argue this shit all you want. You probably
Yo.
weren't even around when people really were hype about Reptile.
nobody. The only way you get away with the reptile under that is maybe part 4. And even when part 4 dropped, it was still
It looked
just
goofy.
like,
I still to this day hate that fucking design.
yeah.
Like they made him look like a steampunk fucking. Like he looked like a Tecato, bro.
He did look.
Reptile looked mad skinny and Tecato-ish.
Yeah, he
Like,
did.
Like they went more lizard.
He had like an Aladdin outfit too.
Yeah, like he had the baggy MC Hammer pants
Yeah.
and like armor and shit. And then as like it was like in Deadly Alliance, and deception, and like when that series came out, where he just started looking even crazier, like a straight fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, they made him a dinosaur.
And
Like, why would you even go that far, bro?
yeah, they finally did the right thing with this with MK1. He's a human that in certain moves you see the reptile form come out.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because I mean, now of course you got the technology to be able to make that visual possible, but people have always fucked with ninja reptile. Yeah, if you want to give them scaly skin,
you always gonna want the ninjas, bro.
You know what's crazy? The Mortal Kombat 2 commercial for the systems.
Oh, he looks better.
He looks the illest.
That's a good
because
commercial.
He's human form, but he has like the scales and he has the eyes or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if the movie's gonna be all that. Like
I hope there's some good fights in it. You know, I feel like choreography, bro. If you're doing anything martial arts, you gotta go to the team that puts together the raid, bro.
Yeah, it feels like they should just do everything.
I think they should just be choreographing like most things, bro.
I want them for like, they're just good choreographers in general.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's not like they could only do their form of like silat.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is their martial arts in Indonesia. They know how to do a lot of other shit. Like
yeah,
they've choreographed numerous styles of, you know, Tai Chi, Kung Fu, Taekwondo mixed in.
Gareth Evans has a little bit to do with the filming wise of it too. Yeah. Well, not a little bit, a lot, everything. Like the way he fucking pieces shit together is amazing. Mm-hmm. Apparently he edits shit. Apparently he edits as he's filming.
Oh wow!
He's there putting it together so they can start seeing the visual.
That's sick.
And like, yo, maybe we could do this better. Yeah. And like he has like by the time he's done filming, he has like a super rough draft. Apparently,
that's amazing.
Which is like crazy to do on the spot.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was his process. That's fire.
That's
respect.
That's a lot of work.
I mean, it's also just fire. It's kind of like when you're, it's the equivalent of like when you're making music and you really want to hear a semi mixed version of what you just did.
Oh, so you just bang it out, right?
Like on the ride home, you could fuck with it. Like that's kind of the same idea.
That must be awesome too. Like that's like direct, because like filmmaking and anything, even you know, documentary making, like you do, you kind of gotta wait for the product to release. To get the
full experience.
To get the dopamine rush, you know?
Yeah.
That's why comedy's like that too. It's instant. So editing, you get to go, oh, look what we just did, papa.
Yeah, look at this.
Look at this kick right here, my man. Look at that.
Kick him harder right here. Yeah.
With a cool edit and shit.
I feel like those dudes should handle a Mortal Kombat film.
Bro.
I feel like the choreography for Mortal Kombat 95 completely blew the last MK movie out the water.
Dude, they had like the WMAC Masters guys, right?
Yeah, Chris Casamassa played. Chris Casamassa was fucking Scorpion.
Scorpion? Yeah.
You had Machine, who played Jackson live tour.
Yeah.
But also played the random guy that gets fucking murdered on the beach.
Yeah.
By Liu Kang. And then Shazam takes
his... It's like Leopard Man. He got the you hear the...
He has the tiger.
The roar. Roar Man.
Roar boy. It had, who else? Ho Sung Pak, who played Liu Kang in the game.
Yeah.
1 and 2. And he also played... I forgot which Ninja Turtle he was in Ninja Turtles 1 and 2. In the suit.
Yeah.
Ho Sung Pak was fucking...
He got a good career out of it.
Raphael or Michelangelo, one of them. Yeah, all those stunt dudes were fucking killing it. Kano also. Guy that played Richard DeVizio.
Yeah.
He was like one of the Foot Clan members in the movie.
Didn't they change Kano because of that dude?
Yeah, the Kano character was never meant to be an Australian guy.
He didn't even have like none of that. Nobody had brought him to life in any way.
He had none of that. He was just like a part of the same story, part of the clan. Him and Sonya, she killed, you know, he killed someone she loved or whatever. But it was when Trevor Goddard?
I forgot his name.
I forgot. You know, apologies, but when he got cast as him is when they were finally like, "Yo, this is sick," because he brought that character to life with that accent, and they made him Australian.
Yeah.
And that's how he's been depicted in the game since. In any game where you hear his voice now from that forward, he's been a
give it Australian up, baby. Dude. I've studied all your moves.
Yeah, which I find strange that they would get fucking Carl Urban to play Johnny Cage.
Yo,
he's a perfect
he's a great
Kano.
actor. Yeah.
He should have been Kano in the lab, but
But that
probably,
Kano, he was probably
Nah,
one of
that
the better
Kano-
parts.
That Kano was funny.
He was one of the better parts of that movie.
Yeah, he was cool.
He was like a redeeming factor to that movie.
Yeah, but that movie sucked, bro.
Yeah, that ending and like when they brought in like Liu Kang and like you're like, yo, I don't even care about you right now.
Liu
Coming
Kang
into
was
this.
like a complete bozo. Like he was, he always looked like he was like on some type of drug.
Yeah.
Like a loopy ass dude. Like he was just goofy.
And then fucking like I don't even remember Shang Tsung. The guy who plays Shang Tsung, by the way, phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
This guy's been in so much dope shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't remember him like.
He sucked.
Like, yo, you need to be better than this, bro.
I would have just.
Why are you writing this trash for these actors?
I would have just got back Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa. That dude's still doing it.
These guys could play these guys, but it's just what they're putting together, bro.
No, they could. Yeah, it's true.
That's the problem. These guys are good actors.
That's true. That it's the way they're being directed or something.
It's like the
it's
story,
so
it's the script. It's you know, and you know what? And I don't like
that shit is goofy, bro.
It is. I don't want to disrespect, people that put in a lot of hard work, because people behind the cameras, grips, everybody puts in their life into these things, But for some reason, why is like production or something green lighting this script, right? Where like you're just not following, just follow the game.
The game is so simple.
It's very simple, and this is what we want.
Yeah.
What Mortal Kombat 1, the movie, did it really well.
Yeah.
It's like, I know you want your own thing, but you know what? This is what Mortal Kombat is.
That's what brings it to the arcade portion, okay? Like, Mortal Kombat 1 was the remnants of what was supposed to be like a Bloodsport or a Van Damme game, from what I remember, where they couldn't get Van Damme to play the actual guy, so they had the dude who plays Johnny Cage, Carlos Pesina, I think it is, or Daniel Pesina. It's like they're brothers, I believe. I hope work on the same shit. But one of those dudes who plays fucking Johnny Cage.
I don't know nobody's names.
One of them cats. That's why he's wearing them black shorts and the red strap.
He looks like Bloodsport.
Bloodsport John Claude from fucking Wish, right? From Wish.com. That's the Temu version of John Claude. And that's why he does the split with the nut punch. Like, and if you look at the backgrounds, they're very influenced off of old kung fu films, like Enter the Dragon, obviously, with the whole tournament aspect and the island and, everything about that mixed with, like, other just B-rate kung fu films, Big Trouble Little China, whatever. The game was dope, though. The game was the blood and fatalities is what set it apart from other shit. So you could bust someone's ass and then embarrass them. You know what I mean? Like really end them. And that shit was like, yo, get the fuck out of here! I just tore your head off, bro. Like
that was back then, bro. That was a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, like it was unheard of.
Seeing that, like everybody was like, yo, yo, mom,
like street. Yo, bro.
Congress met because of this, bro. Motherfuckers was in Congress because of Mortal Kombat.
That shit was kind of wild, bro.
Yo, motherfuckers were having fucking Senate meetings.
You're taking these renders of human beings and putting they're like photorealistic people. That shit was like the graphics you see now when it's like, damn, they look mad real.
Yeah.
Back then, you see like this human dude standing there like this and those creepy voices telling you to fight.
Dude, they had churches going wild.
Yeah, that shit was wild,
bro. It was crazy. It's insane, and like we lived that. We got enthralled by that, bro. we were in it.
We were caught the fuck up,
bro. We were in that shit, bro.
Up. Like that shit right there. Seeing that shit hit, and it was right side by side with Street Fighter.
Yeah.
At our local spot, it was Burger Plus.
Yeah, which I felt like our neighborhood was like. Don't get me wrong, everybody rocked Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to play MVC when it dropped. And
of course. Everybody, fighting games in the hood go crazy.
But I felt like Mortal Kombat had that rumble on the block. You know what I mean? Like,
it was a big deal.
Dude, even when we were little kids, it was packed. And I remember being like Burger Plus. That's where we went.
Yeah.
What street was Burger Plus on? That was
102nd.
102nd, right?
102nd and Broadway.
Bro,
now that shit's like
the corner.
Right. Right on the corner.
Yeah.
It's a Bank of America or some shit now.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro.
That
bro.
shit was an old school like
It was
burger
the first
chicken
Kennedy.
spot. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They had them banging ass cookies in the window.
The older Spunkmeyer, the hot joints in the sleeves.
Crazy.
Used to be able to buy 3 cookies for $1. Them shits were warm.
Bro, you would get a cookie, like 2 pieces chicken, a soda, and a burger for like $3.50, bro.
Yeah, it was a lot.
That shit was Burger Plus,
Yeah,
bro.
now you got Burgers Plus.
you got Burger Plus, bro.
Burgers Plus.
But dude, that game, I remember like going in there and like it was like a thing, like, yo, we gotta go Burger Plus.
Yeah, going to Burger Plus, like, all right, so
I was legit. I think, dude, I was like
you were like 5 years old.
5
bro.
years old.
Yeah,
Bro.
I was like when that game came out, I was like 6, 7.
That's
So
insane.
you definitely yo, bro. All right, like for those who don't know, me and Mario grew up Upper West Side or whatever, and him growing up on 107th Amsterdam, me growing up in Douglas on 100th in Amsterdam. So we used to chill at the park right across the street from my old building, which is 830 Amsterdam, and that park right across the street, which is still there to this day. It's changed a lot, but you know it's pretty much the same space. We used to be in that park all day, fucking going crazy, playing ball, riding bikes, monkey bars, the swings, the handball courts, whatever. And then like we also rode our bikes a lot.
Yeah,
So,
everywhere.
while our moms is like, this is why I say like you can't ever keep an eye on your kid too much. Like it's like it's like sometimes kids just do shit you just don't notice.
Yeah.
Because our parents were like on our ass, like they would be on us, like yo, stay here, don't do this, and we just didn't listen sometimes.
Yo, let's go ride our bike downtown, see how fast we could get.
Yeah, no,
we could get.
There was a way that we can make it to Burger Plus from 100th Street, which is for a kid, it's 2 blocks. Is without your parents is crazy when you're like 7, right? So
5.
Yeah, you're in 5. Yeah, so for us, it was like knowing that our moms would probably be mad because the neighborhood was sketchy and shit. A lot of foul shit used to go down or whatever. Just wasn't safe. No parent would advise their fucking 7 and 5-year-olds to just walk a few blocks to go to the arcade, right?
That sounds so fucking random now.
So me and Mario would be riding our bikes, and we'd tell our moms, "Oh, we're going to the yard right there." And they'd be like, "All right, but don't stay where we can see you, this and that." But they're talking, like they're distracted with each other. So we would ride the bike. You could everything was connected. You could ride the bike from the park through the yard to where West Side the school is now.
Yeah.
And you could just
Hit that
ride.
hill.
You hit the hill up through Douglas, and then you could just cut. Where all we had to do is cut through the projects and cross one street to make it to Burger Plus.
Yeah.
So we take that detour a lot, and then just disappear for half hour while our parents didn't notice,
And rush back up.
and then go play a game or two or try. Most of the time, this shit was so packed because you'd have mad drug dealers up in there. You'd have mad people teenagers who were sneaking into clubs back then. That was the spot before they went to the club.
Yeah.
You'd smell mad cologne, everybody with their leathers on and shit, smoking blunts in front of us. It was crazy.
Bro, I remember the one. So there was the Burger Plus machine, and then when part 2 came out, and eventually part 3, it was on 98th Street, right?
I remember
On Amsterdam.
Well, 98th came a little later, but Burger Plus hit. Burger Plus is the first spot to have MK2 also. Because because I remember that day how it all right. Me and Mary also went to the same school. We went to
PS75.
PS75. I went to school
West Side
before that
High.
in Queens, and then when it was Mario's mother who convinced my mom to have me move to have us move in with my grandmother in Manhattan and then go to school where Mary went to school. So I start going to school there, and I remember one day we're being walked by our parents back to and I remember my mom being like, "Oh, we'll walk with you guys to your house." So we're all walking to 107th, and we passed by Broadway. We popped into Burger Plus real quick. There's 4 or 5 people there playing Mortal Kombat 1. Street Fighter's right there. So it's school just let out, so a lot of people haven't gotten there yet. It'll normally flood up after school, maybe 4 o'clock. Something you see more
everybody
kids.
getting a little grub,
Right,
hitting arcades.
right. So we passed by the shit that afternoon, 3:30, and we saw Mortal Kombat 1. Everything is cool, normal.
Oh, and then they randomly switched it, right?
We end up staying at Mario's house for a little while. She's like, Mario's mom was like, "Oh, come upstairs. We'll get some food." Da, da, da. So we're just up there hanging out, eating. Now it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and we're walking back to. Now your mom is like, "Oh, we'll walk you guys now. We'll walk you to the house." So they walking us to 100th Street, and we decided to take Broadway for whatever reason because we lived on Amsterdam, but we decided to take Broadway. I don't remember why. We passed fucking Burger Plus on 102nd,
and it's flooded.
That shit is packed.
I remember that. Like,
that
it was
shit,
OD packed.
It was OD packed, and we were like, and my mom was like, "Whoa, what's going?" And we walked in there, son. Mortal Kombat 2.
I forgot that they had a Burger Plus.
That shit right there was mind blowing to me when I seen it. Because the first thing I laid in my, that's why when you said Johnny Cage and Scorpion and Reptile,
yeah,
bro, it's the same memory because we were there together.
Yeah.
It was just somebody. I'll never forget. They were fighting in the map with the fucking pterodactyl in the back and the spikes on the ceiling.
Yeah,
they were fighting in that map, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
They could punch them up to the spikes.
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck am I looking at?" Like this shit looked crazy. Like because Mortal Kombat 2 was the first time that they now had like a bigger budget. The technology was better, and now they were able to build up a lore that they didn't do with the first game.
And the moves, bro. I remember seeing like Johnny Cage's uppercut.
Yeah, the uppercut, the shadow kick, and the shaky throws.
And then seeing the orbs from Reptile.
Yeah, and he had a whole different look.
Yeah, and
that's why they did that, because Johnny Cage was never meant to look like that. You know, it was again the whole John Claude thing. That's why he looked like that in the first game. But the second one, they wanted to pull far away from that shit. And he ends up fucking having the fucking baggy pants with the Reeboks.
Yeah.
Where everybody thought was Reeboks or whatever. And I remember he did that fatality where he fucking ripped the dude's torso off. And everybody was losing it. Everybody who was able to pull up, because this shit was so new. Mortal Kombat 2 was so new that the only people who really knew how to do fatalities and shit were the people who had early fucking copies of Game Pro.
Yeah, people used to write codes down.
Yeah, people used to go take a magazine, photocopy it at the same store. We used to have the 5-cent, 10-cent copies. People would go into the store and be like, "Yo, I just want to get, can I copy just these 10 pages?" And the guys would be like, go ahead. And they'll fucking come back with printouts.
When magazines were the thing, bro.
Yeah, and I remember, we had to I remember my boy Giovanni in middle school. He was the one that was provided me with all the shit.
Yeah.
Because he had the photo. His older brother had photocopies of it, and he made copies for me. And that shit was bro, getting your hands on Bitcoin or some shit now. That shit felt crazy. Oh my god, this is real? This is crazy. And it had sweep distance, close distance, all that shit. Oh man, this game is crazy.
Dude, understanding it.
Yeah.
One of my old memories I have with it's so vivid in my head. Is me. I was there. You weren't there that day, but my mom's takes me to Burger Plus, and it's only a couple people playing. I played one kid, beat him, and now I'm just going through the gauntlet. And I remember a group of older kids come in, and bro, I remember them. I don't know how they said it, but he up to the mirror match already.
Oh, that's when shit gets serious.
And I'm like. I remember styling on. I'm like, yeah, what's up, dog? But I'm a little kid, but I'm in my head yeah, I'm doing that. Who won it? Yeah. Yo, get on this. But I was a little. They must have been no, they were probably 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, it felt like they were bad. Yeah.
But me being a child, it just felt mad funny, bro.
Yeah, I had that experience. I picked Kano of all people.
You were nice with Kano.
I was, it was.
You knew how to rip motherfuckers' hearts out.
I don't know.
And you would get people. I remember seeing you get people hype. I'm like, yo, show them that. Hit that out.
It was hilarious. That shit.
Bro. A lot of people didn't get to see Kanos because I feel like they didn't want to use Kano.
Yeah, Kano was everybody wanted to use Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Raiden was it was Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden.
I fucked with Raiden.
Raiden was a scary motherfucker in that first game.
Bro.
That first game has a certain touch.
Yeah.
That feels mad creepy. Raiden particularly, even the way he throws his shit, he has a crazy look. They killed that shit.
No, it still looks cool.
Yeah.
It's it's still very even for its time, it's just a dope game. It's fun.
Yeah.
You can still play it.
Yeah.
We've had matches before.
Oh, bro, come on.
Play it back with like in recent times.
Yeah. Nah, that shit. I feel like that was a different part of like it's crazy how a culture like arcade game culture, like that whole movement from like the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, we witnessed our version of it. But arcade shit been around for so long before us, like 70s with the Miss Pac-Man.
Oh, dude, they were back then. That was the same way. They were going crazy.
Yeah, but bro, fighting games, like when fighting games popped off, because you had Mortal Kombat and you had Street Fighter, right? Like before all this Evo shit, before all like that's how it happened. That's how it was born. Like all them dudes know that shit. Like all those cats, like the older cats that used to be at Chinatown Fair all the time, they know what's up, because they all come from all those cats that like blew up and like were ill and still are ill at fighting games and still like are respected in that community. They had their own local spots too.
Yeah, they all come from the same things we were doing.
Yeah.
He was this is the nicest motherfucker from the block at Mortal Kombat. James.
I still have James on my list.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yo,
I asked him if he wanted to be a part of a documentary about. I really want to do a documentary on Burger Plus.
Yeah.
Like bad, but there's no trace of that shit.
Yeah,
that shit is made
gotta
up
reinvent
in our brain. Like people, I ask people who are like, motherfuckers will tell you when Douglas was built. Like, yo, that building 855 was born. That shit was built. They don't tell you everything. They'll tell you, yo, you remember when the Joe's Candy Store was right there? You used to get the VHS and the singles. Like, they tell you everything about the block. But, bro, bring up Burger Plus. Yo, you remember this place? It was a burger joint. Mad, like, pretty spacious. Arcade games. Nah, Bobby, you sure that was around here?
People
maybe
mix
on
them
the
up all the time.
Maybe on the east side. Like, motherfucker, man.
But yeah, James was the nicest motherfucker at that game.
Nah, he was the nicest in the
even when I would see him like on the 98th Street even when part 2 and 3 came out.
Yeah.
He was there already doing fatalities.
Yeah.
Like stunting them. Like he would do like off time shit. Because you gotta remember, playing the game is new at the moment.
Yeah, nah, he do crazy shit. Like you're trying to attack dude crazy. He would just like duck and low punch. Like low punch, sweep you, do a special he was playing like the fucking AI. Like
he was really good, bro.
Yeah, he was nice.
He was always nice, bro.
And this went on for like all those games too. It wasn't just Mortal Kombat. It was Mortal Kombat. It was Street Fighter. It was Samurai Showdown. It was the MVC series. Like, the dude was nasty. And I asked him, and he said he'd be down to do it and shit. But, yeah, man, everybody had those dudes, like, from around the way who were just, like, crazy disgusted.
Filthy at the game.
Yeah. And, it's another thing. Back then, there were a lot of dudes, like, I know James, for a fact, was one of those dudes who, like, used to venture off into like the other arcades that like we weren't allowed to go to all that often. Like we had to be accompanied by our parents and shit to go to certain joints unless we were sneaking off. But like Broadway City Arcade and like all the other spots that were on Times Square that like randomly popped up, those spots used to have shit like tournament nights and shit and have like a lot of crazy shit going on down there, and they'd bring that shit back to the block and be like,
and just be filthy at the fucking killing motherfuckers on
everything
the block.
They know, they
taking mad quarters.
Yeah, man, that's another like it's crazy because that was a really fun way to get to know people.
Yeah,
like you met mad people who you probably don't even remember their names, bro. Like arcades,
you would see them all the time. And
you saw them
all
the time.
There's a couple people that I remember their faces and I don't remember.
I still remember cats that'll see you and like be like, oh shit, it's Kung Lao. Yeah. It's the Kung Lao, because I used to rock him all the time.
But you always been a Kung Lao motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, I always pick him up, even in the new joints.
That bullet kick, bro.
I got nasty with him in this last joint, too.
Yeah.
It's fucking... But
this last one, I was filthy with Melina, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
My Melina was pretty annoying, bro.
Broken. Yo, that game...
It's not broken, man. I'm just nice, dog. Like, what are you talking about broken, bro? Come on, bro. Everything I do is broken, dog. That's just me busting your ass, bro. With that overhead. What? That was mind games. Have you sicky? Yo, he just did 4 overheads in a row.
Nigga does the same 3 moves.
And I know what you're doing in your head. You're calculating. Yo, he thinks I'm gonna go low.
We fight
so I'm
tonight,
gonna go. He knows I'm gonna go high, but I'm gonna go low anyway.
Look at
and then I just go overhead.
Oh my god.
I'm like, yo, it's mind games.
Nah, bro, that shit.
People don't realize how much like arcade games and shit is mind games, like fighting games,
bro.
Like tricking people out. Like it's like the ideas of boxing. Feints.
Hold on, we gotta before we lose, we gotta talk about the shit people used to do at the arcade, bro.
Bro, didn't somebody? I remember this too. Somebody got shot at Burger Plus, right?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
And then we couldn't play that day. I remember being like, what the fuck,
bro. That was the day after when we went back and the shit was closed.
Yeah.
I saw the shootout. You know this. I was riding bike with my uncle. It's another second crazy story when me riding bike with my uncle that led to some wild shit. But there was some dudes sitting out front. There was a red car, remember, and there was a dude sitting out the fucking front seat of the red car. And we're walking. You know, when you're walking, where that 99-cent store is right now.
Yeah.
Like before that. I'm lying. It was that Mexican restaurant.
Okay, yeah.
Mama Mexico.
Mama Mexico.
It used to be
back
Mama
in the
Mexico,
day,
yeah.
The corner.
Right. When you're walking on that block, the next corner is Burger Plus.
Yeah.
So the car was parked in front of Burger Plus on that corner. Like where it could just, if it wanted to go just up to 104th, 5th, 6th, it could just go. So it's facing that direction. There was some dudes arguing in front of the car, and I was on my bike, and my uncle was on his. But he's like slows me down. He's like, wait. Because he noticed that shit is getting intense. And then you just see a dude start running. And I remember the dude. Because the dude used to be up in Burger Plus like every weekend. He was one of the cats that I remember always being. He reminded me of like Frejo Star. That's all that's how he looked.
Yeah.
Like it's a bald dude with baggy ass clothes all the time and shit. And I remember him running off down the block and pop, 2 shots going off. My uncle threw me into like a pile of boxes that was just on the street. Just like he just panicked and like threw me and like dived himself. And yeah, it was that dude who got shot. He got shot in the leg. He didn't get killed or nothing.
Yeah.
But he got shot in the leg twice, and I seen the dude go down and shit. It was like a whole thing. And then Burger Plus the next day was shut down because of that. I mean, anybody who was around for that remembers that.
Yeah,
and 100%, I could probably find the article that shit. I could probably find it.
That would be crazy if you find it.
I could find the article. I'm pretty positive I could find it. Like,
Dude.
at least the article. If that shit was printed, if that shit even made the news, I could find it.
Back then, but there was so much shit going on like that.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And if it wasn't like a death, yeah, a lot of man back then.
Only thing I'm
thinking
thinking it might be because it was technically Upper West, and it was on Broadway.
It's on Broadway. That's true.
If it happened on Broadway, it's gonna get a little more recognition.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Amsterdam,
a block away.
Yeah. That block make a difference.
That block does make a difference back then.
100th Street in Amsterdam and 100th Street and Broadway weren't the same world.
Nah.
Like 100th Street and Broadway was cheesy pizza. You had the bagel shop. You had the laundry spot that went up in fire. That used to have the fucking Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal.
Oh yeah.
With the deli right next to it, with the bacon, egg, and cheese spot. Like that whole little fucking spot, that whole little strip, is just mad fucking rent.
Bro, now?
No, even back then, like Broadway was fucking different.
Oh yeah,
bro.
it was always more expensive.
Yeah,
and then West End was like.
Yeah,
the West End to me was like Britain, bro. Like I'm like, yo, West End, bro.
Nah, West End. That shit was Liverpool.
That shit was.
Oh, wait, you going where?
That shit was the Shire, bro. Yeah. Like that shit was fucking.
Going to school, you almost felt like, damn.
Yeah, it was a far away.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
I love the Upper West though. I think it's just one of the things is like we're destined to be in that zone somehow.
Nah, it was a great neighborhood, bro. Even with all the fucked up shit at one point, like it made, I don't know, it was just a smorgasbord of life.
Yeah, no, it was dope. It was dope times. Like again, fucking crazy shit. Everything that's really gone, every crazy part of life I've ever experienced has pretty much happened in that hood.
Yeah.
You know, some of the wildest shit.
You ever think about that? How I mean, even now it's passed us by, you know.
Yeah.
So like, I've walked around there and it's like, whoa, it's different, and it's like, Now it really is really just memories and shit.
Yeah,
And at one point we probably won't be going around there again, you know?
probably not. I mean, like if you like, all right, you go to up to your block, you still see a lot of the same character from before because that block still is mad just Latino. It's mad local businesses. You still got the fucking laundry spot open, haircut spot. You still got the fucking the grocery store on the corner on 106.
Yeah.
Not the one that used to be across the street next to Jumbo's.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the OG.
Yeah, like that. And then you go to Manhattan Ave, it's the same thing. But it's annoying. Like, I get all that shit is unavoidable. But there are people who don't really know how crazy that hood used to be.
Nah,
like they really don't know. Like I've had people leave comments
gentrified
on my videos like, "Oh, this dude was from the Upper West Side. That's not the hood." About like Maryland Santana. I'm like, I showed you gunshots and windows. I put you in that. I try to put you in that era through the video so you know it changed. Motherfuckers is so dumb.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Motherfuckers is so annoying. But that block was just like it's not even trying to like big up violence or like romanticize the era.
It's just what it was.
It's just what it was. Like it was a whole different place. And some of the cool shit that used to be in like there ain't there no more. Like all of it is gone.
Yo, thinking about that, being kids though, and like that's I don't know how many would that happen now. Like kids going in between fucking drug dealers and shit, putting a quarter on a screen. And you gotta call next because it's
you have
kinda,
to call next.
It's like a nerve wracking thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yo, next you put your quarter on the screen and
yeah,
bro, you're around motherfuckers that would rip your heart out.
One time, remember a dude try to take our quarters.
Fucking do it with Kano.
Dude tried to take our quarters off the screen once.
Oh, 98th Street.
Yeah.
And everybody yelled at him.
Yeah, they pressed him.
Yeah.
And they gave us like I think they gave us the change in his pocket.
Yeah.
And we split it.
Rachel was with us.
Oh, your aunt?
Yeah. You remember that?
I don't remember her being there.
That might have been the time somebody tried to do it to me again.
Mm.
And she's like, yo, what the fuck? And she's like, and I'm like, yo, I bitched about it. I'm like, yo, don't take my fucking quarter. And then everybody there, like, it was this big dude. He used to be there a lot, bro.
Glasses?
Yes.
I remember.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, so that
dude also, he worked at another spot. Like, another spot. Yo, remember when them spots just started open? I'm not to interrupt you. But when those, like, local stores started to open up.
Game spots?
Yeah.
Cyber Games.
Yeah, Cyber Games was, like...
Laser Comics.
Yeah. Yeah, Laser Comics was the fucking shit.
Yo,
man.
dude, Laser Comics.
Ooh,
I went to school with David.
Yeah.
That was his name, right?
His son, right?
Yeah.
His father was Joe, no?
I think so.
Was it Joe?
Yeah.
Joe, Laser Comics, and his son David. He used to go to Booker T, and then he went to another school, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I got that wrong. All I know is that dude was mad cool. We used to play baseball and shit in the park.
Dude, they had the fucking shooting games.
Yeah. That shit.
Which one was it? It was it Maximum Force?
Or maybe a Time Crisis. I can't remember.
I think it might have been both, actually.
I know that the game that used to go crazy there was fucking Street Fighter 3.
Yo, people, that was where I first saw it.
Yeah, when Street Fighter 3 came out, that shit was the spot for that game. And motherfuckers were going crazy, like really nice at that shit.
Dude, dudes were... I did... Street Fighter 3, it almost passed me by because I was never as good as some of the people around there.
Yeah.
That I'm like, yo, they will bust my fucking ass,
I was decent in that game, but bro, I could not fuck with some... Like, it was just... I enjoyed watching people get it in on that game more than anything.
Yeah.
And that was there at the same time as MK4.
Yeah.
And even though MK4 was kind of like ass to me, because I didn't like 3. Like, I wasn't a big fan of 3. We played it, but that shit kind of started feeling goofy. Like, they did stupid shit with that game. Like, limbs floating when you do a fatality, like, corny screams. Bro. The blood looks stupid. Like, nobody talks about how whack that game is.
The animalities and
shit. They were, like, green.
Yeah.
Like, they look like... It was... The shit was ugly. It was an ugly-ass game.
Yeah.
Like, the whole combo system, it got darker. Like, the story got darker and shit, but it was just, like, a really cheap, whack game.
Yeah, it was, like... I like the combo system, though, more when they did it when, like, later on with Trilogy.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool game.
Yeah, no, that was cool. But that was, like, so much... It was pretty much 3.
Yeah.
It was just 3 on crack.
Yeah, Ultimate 3.
Yeah, it was Ultimate 3. hyper. Like it had like
Yeah.
speed added to it or some shit.
Which was fun to play. I
But
did like when they introduced Cabal though.
yeah. No, that
Cabal
was.
was sick.
I used to play with Sub-Zero a lot.
Yeah, you were nice with Sub-Zero.
Yeah, I used
The
to,
grab.
yeah, I used to
Annoying ass
fucking
slam.
yeah, yeah. He was hard to fucking. You couldn't get around his ass.
Him not having the mask and like having done up hair and shit. I'm like, I don't know about this guy.
Yeah, they got
bro.
rid of all the ninjas. Like that was a
Yeah.
bit. That was crazy.
They brought the
Everything
they
about
brought
that
the
shit felt
cyborgs.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like people gotta understand, this is an era where like there was no announcement about like, bro, it wasn't like now where you just go click on a website and the shit is like MK3 announced. This shit, I remember going to a fucking video game store, not a magazine store around the block on 104th in Broadway, and I'll never. It's like on the other side of where Mama's was. The pizzeria is like across on the
I
other
know what you're
side.
talking about.
Yeah,
It
and
was on the left corner.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember it was an EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine, not EGM 2, but the original like Electronic Gaming Monthly. And it used to have like a cover and all this crazy shit, and then it'd have like these little thumbnails on the bottom, and the thumbnail was Liu Kang, like Sindel's in Sky, like throwing her fireball at him. Who's Sindel never seen her before, she's new, and then they're in the Soul Chamber stage.
Oh, with the green.
Yeah, and Liu
background.
Kane's just like stance, and you know it's Liu Kang because of what he's wearing, but it's a whole different actor, so he just looks skinny and different. The art and everything about the shit looks so bugged out to me.
Yeah, it was out there.
I was like, what?
I felt the same
fuck
way, too.
Is this?
When I got to use Sector though, I was hyped, bro.
Yeah. I remember the first time we played it. That's another thing. Like the hood didn't take to it the same way.
Nah.
Like nobody was playing that shit on our. Like I'm talking about our immediate block. Like Mortal Kombat 1 crazy, MK2 crazy, Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter
Street Fighter 3.
crazy, Street Fighter 3 crazy. Yo, Mortal Kombat 3 was not getting love out here. That shit we played
The
it for
most packed I ever saw it was with like maybe 5 of us.
Yeah, it wasn't many.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't many. I'll tell you what did bring it. Ultimate 3. When they brought back all the ninjas. When they brought back Scorpion, Ermac, Reptile, fucking Kitana, Melina, and they all had their old, like, new renditions of their old suits. 98th Street was crazy.
Yeah, the
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
That's when they had Samurai Showdown also.
Yeah, they had Samurai Showdown 3. Or 2, might have been 2, but I thought it was 3. And Gio used to play that shit a lot.
I used to fuck with Samurai Showdown too. Oh, you want to
one slash?
Got him.
Yep.
Got him. There comes some of you in Mortal Kombat too.
Yo, much love to Gio, but I used to annoy his ass in that game. To chop his ass up.
Bro, those shits were fucking. Man, those are the memories, dude.
Yeah, and that
Those
spot
are the-
was right next to. If you live on the Upper West Side, we're talking about right where Malecon is, on 98th and Amsterdam,
Exactly
across
right
the street
there.
from Holy Name. That fucking store that's there, that's like
In Ryan Center, where Ryan Center.
yeah,
used
where
to be.
Ryan Center was.
They moved that thing though.
Yo, I remember your sister had a fucking like baby shower or something right in the center across the street from
On the left.
right,
Yeah.
and us just like dipping out of that shit all night to go play.
Yeah.
Yo, and then because that's where that dude that sells like white tees and like socks and shit there now. That whole space was gutted. It was open, and it just had 3 arcade machines. Yeah, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, or MVC. Like they changed it out a lot.
Yeah, they switched out always at least 2 of them,
Mhm.
and they had a mainstay.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was always their mainstays.
Yeah,
Those are
it's true.
shits were always up in there. Fucking MK, bro.
Yeah, no, that shit used to bring the ruckus, man. It's good memories. I'm just looking forward. I mean, I'm gonna watch the new movie. I wanna see it in theater only because I could say, yo, we watched both Mortal Kombat 2s in theaters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be pretty funny.
I hope it's better than the.
I mean, if it's not good, it's just keep it to tradition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
We
Eat a
remember-
little popcorn.
We remember the feeling of leaving the theater after part 2 and being like, this shit was ass.
Bro, like, what was that, bro?
That shit,
Like,
even as children, we were like, yo,
we were Cisco and Ebert in that shit. Yeah, 2 thumbs down.
garbage. It was
Yeah, that
just
shit
so
was-
bad. And you gotta ask yourself, why?
And yo, like, they had, like, some Dominican dude playing Motaro and shit. Like, yeah.
Word, the dude that played Motaro is fucking from fucking Aventura, bro. He looked like one. The dude that played Motaro looked like one of the dudes from TKA.
If you can feel what I'm feeling, then the truth is just believe it. Yo, ma.
You look like one of the cats from TK. That's not TK.
Nah, that's no Stevie B, right?
That's not Stevie B either. I forgot. That's the
That's
dudes.
Johnny B.
That's the dudes who ate them dudes. They're like another Milli Vanilli type.
If you
deal.
can feel what I'm feeling,
That whole group is fake.
The truth is just believe it.
You're my
diamond girl. Diamond girl. Dude.
Yeah, man.
Fucking games, bro. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 was, bro, Baraka's mask.
Yeah.
That shit shook.
Bro.
I remember being like, nah, this shit is cheapo. Dude.
They just thought they were fucking getting away with everything.
Bro,
like,
how could
we're
you...
gonna throw 80 characters
Yeah.
in the first 10 minutes.
We're gonna give them what they really want. Everybody.
Terrible, bro.
Bro, Sub-Zero and that shit.
Sub-Zero flies for no reason.
Sub-Zero looks like he's related to fucking Motaro. He's like he's like a Puerto Rican motherfucker.
You killed my brother. Like, what?
Yeah, that reveal was so
been
trash.
like, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I killed your brother? Yes, there was two of y'all?
And how he kills Scorpion.
Yeah. Bro, no, fuck that movie. Honestly.
Yeah, that movie is bad.
Fuck that movie. They wanted to make but you see, this is a problem. That goes back to part 3 of the game. Part 3 of the game wasn't a good, like, launch point. Like, they threw everything from part 3 in the game.
Yeah.
Shiva, Motaro, Ermac. They threw fucking what were we just talking about? The fucking
Rain's in it.
Rain's in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Cyrax, Sector. No, Cyrax is smoke. No Sector, right?
No, doesn't Sector get blown up in the hospital or some shit?
That's Cyrax.
That's Cyrax.
But Cyrax has Sector's missiles.
Yeah.
So they just wanted, like, there's parts that, that movie don't make no fucking sense. It had the part 3 version of Jax.
Yep.
With the arms. Like, that's a goofy ass game.
Johnny Cage dies instantly.
Yeah, like that. And you know what's funny? We saw Mortal Kombat the live tour, and they kill him in that shit too. But that shit was fire in the live tour.
Dude, the live tour. I remember them just doing karate up and down the seats.
Yeah, they were really fighting in the aisles.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, this is getting serious.
Yo.
Bro, that shit, man.
Yeah, I think we're the only
children.
Us and whoever was in that theater were the only guys who saw the live tour, bro. Who else went to the live tour?
Bro, I don't know who's seen it. I think I met like one person who said they went to it. But yeah, it's funny. Like normally when you find people who've seen that shit, they don't even give a fuck about fighting games. Like they just kind of bring, oh yeah, I went to that when I was a kid, man. It's just so like it was so shitty. But yeah, we went to the live tour, and I remember Johnny Cage getting into a fight with some people, and then Shang Tsung came and took his soul.
Yeah, the portal effect I remember being cool.
Yeah, it was like a big light show and shit.
Yeah, that was actually dope.
But the movie was trying to replicate what the game was doing, and
which was too much.
Sindel was in it.
Yeah,
like
it was just too much.
Bro, that movie was ass.
Who's on the lineup in the last fight? It's Motaro. It's
Motaro, Shao Kahn,
Sindel. She fights Katana.
Ermac, Jax, Liu Kang, Raiden.
Yeah, they gave Raiden the haircut, bro. How you give Raiden the Caesar, bro?
It's a new look,
bro. They really gave him a fucking haircut, bro. What are you fucking thinking, bro?
Yo.
Who said you?
Bro, and then that effect where they're like, where's Raiden? And he just comes out of the mountains. Like, he flips out of the mountains. Bro, nothing about that movie made sense.
The best fight scene, though, in that movie is Raiden versus the reptiles.
Yeah, and that shit was, like, you go back and watch that now. That shit is a fucking 2 caca chips out of 10. That shit is so whack now.
It's that bad.
It's just a dude doing moves. They're not really fighting.
But that's the best part of my head to that bullshit movie. That's how bad that movie was.
That is the best part. You know what's sad? as shitty as that movie is, it's better than that bullshit they released during COVID. That last joint they released?
Nah.
Annihilation is better than that, bro. You know why?
Annihilation
Let me tell
is
you
not
why.
better than that.
I'll tell you why.
Shit,
Annihilation is
Annihilation's
a cult classic
bad,
because of
bro.
how bad it is. People love
That's
to
true.
talk about how shitty that movie is because it's terrible. People don't want to talk about that last Mortal Kombat at all.
Yo, bro, Street Fighter.
Like, bro, why the
Mortal
fuck is
Kombat?
Scorpion even in that last Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
You got this ill ass actor to play Scorpion, and he keeps taking his fucking mask off to speak. Like, we need to see your face because you're the actor, but for that, you should have just casted somebody way like less.
Yeah, who didn't need it?
Like that, you didn't do that in the first movie in '95. Y'all casted a bunch of fucking French dudes and shit.
Bro, those were bad movies, bro.
They got dudes that were just like they just felt like entities almost. Like they treated them like they were just like the real video game. Like, oh, these are just the Scorpions.
Yeah, you want to be Scorpion?
Scorpion.
They just went down the block and went,
Scorpion
yo,
Sub-Zero.
you know Scorpion?
They normally be beefing,
Yeah.
but you know I got them under my control. I got mind powers. Like, remember he says
Yeah.
that?
Oh, yeah.
The
Part
deadliest of enemies, but slaves under my power.
control.
Like, all right, man, chill. But that shit, part 2 of that movie,
Trash, bro.
trash. And guess what? That shit's Oscar worthy.
What's more trash?
What?
Part 2, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, or Street Fighter the movie?
Part 2, Mortal Kombat
You
Annihilation.
think it's more? Yeah, I think it is more trash.
Because Street Fighter
Street
almost
Fighter
felt
has
like they
some-
weren't taking themselves serious.
Yeah.
Like, that shit has mad comedy, bro. Like,
It
that,
does.
from John Claude thinking that a whole team of people backed off because he has a little ass knife.
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember that scene?
Yeah.
He had mad little quirky scenes and shit. The movie's terrible.
Bro, the
But
fact that...
at least they had it was a comedy, bro. Raul Julia had an arcade of Street Fighter in his lair.
Blanca was
And he was
goofy as
actively
fuck.
trying to squat. He was actively trying to smash Chung Li
Dude, when Vega whips out the claw in jail...
in prison.
Yo, how did he boof that, bro?
Like-
Yo, bro, my man whips out the wooden claw,
He
bro.
made that shit behind bars.
That
kid.
shit is so funny to me.
Sagat was like, Sagat reminded me of like that dude that you work with.
Yeah,
You know?
that makes,
Like,
he is
Sagat's like the guy that
the older guy you
the
say
older
what up
guy
to.
that you
He's a
see,
little
and
quiet.
he knows everything. He knows like everything about sick like the
Sick
sick
time?
hours.
He knows all the HR's policies.
Sagat will tell you how to fix your fix your health insurance.
He knows the website to the hub.
Yeah, he
Change
knows.
your W-2 form.
That's what Sagat reminds.
He
And
looks
Sagat should never remind me of these things.
Yeah.
Like, this is a formidable, like 7 foot tall
kickboxer, bro.
kickboxing demon who like really is a problem, and they made him this like sales associate, bro.
Yeah.
And then you had Miklo from Blood In Blood Out playing
Ken, bro.
Like, who the fuck thought about that? You know how many B-rated white martial artists back then were working for pennies would have done that shit? Gary Daniels had to be tight. Like, yo, I really know karate.
They didn't get him.
You got fucking Miklo.
You can't believe it.
You got Miklo. And then you got this motherfucker who played. I don't even know who that guy is who played Ryu. I never seen him again.
That was really Ryu.
Who is that?
That was Ryu. Cast it at
That
himself.
motherfucker. That's another dude.
They had. He looked like Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yo. Ryu Diamond Phillips.
Ryu Diamond Phillips.
Ryu Diamond Phillips. That's insane.
That movie was so bogus, bro.
Movie, yo, you had a Hawaiian playing E Honda.
Nah, my man, Blanca was crazy.
Blanca looked shocked. Blanca looked surprised to be alive.
He looked so scared.
He was so scared of everything, all the
Oh,
lights
man.
and shit. Bro, that movie is awful.
Wasn't Dawson in it?
Yeah.
He's just a doctor, right?
He's just a doctor, and he ends up like half naked. And the last that's a review. You know what? We should just do this review. We should review that film.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'll be down.
like you had the dude from Juana, man.
Yeah, playing DJ. And then you had a Puerto Rican playing fucking Bison.
Oddly enough, the best cast person in that whole film is Kylie Minogue as Cammy.
Perfect.
Killed it.
She was so fucking hot in that.
She killed it. She actually did a good job. But T-Hawk was a fucking regular. That's another Miklo.
That's another.
Like what the fuck were they thinking with this shit?
Yo, that's a fucking funny. That shit made me cry, bro.
The Hawaiian playing E Honda is crazy though.
Yeah. Oh, it was a Hawaiian
They
dude.
had the whole cast though. Like if you wanted to see your
it was very diverse in all the wrong ways.
If you wanted to see your Street Fighter favorites, Zangief, fucking Balrog was in the movie.
The dude that plays Zangief looked good.
Yeah, he was a good Zangief.
He looked like a good, and Vega. They look like.
They made him such an idiot.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like
then he does this.
Yeah, and they turn his hand upside down.
Fucking
goofy shit. Like, I don't know. I think these days, if you were gonna have somebody play like a Zangief, it would be like a Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Like just a naturally huge dude with a beard who can like maybe pull off an accent. If you want to keep, just because Hollywood still doesn't give a shit to cast like, you know, people of the like they're not gonna probably actually go get a Russian.
No.
You know,
get one of the world's strongest men, motherfucker, that picks up trucks and shit.
Yeah, the dudes that be on the internet.
Maybe throwing kegs of beer over
the big solid rocks, boulders, 300 feet in the air.
Yeah, the motherfuckers is strong, bro.
Them cats is wild for that.
Yo, man, that's it, bro, for the end of the week, man. We just catching up on games and shit.
Yeah, just catching up, just bullshit, man. We'll be back soon. We're going to have some movie reviews, and we'll be catching up with a lot of current things going on, so.
Pay attention, man. Thank you for tuning in. We always appreciate it.
Yep.
And we'll see you soon.
Later.